Ito din. Discuss the types of floor. Sige daw. I-discuss mo daw i-discuss mo yung sahig. I-discuss mo yung concrete, marble, pag-discuss ng salog. So, choose our words wisely, no? Hindi naman dapat, ang discussion kasi, that's comprehensive discussion. It's different from, anong dapat nakalagay dyan? Describe. Ayan, pwede, no? Describe. Maraming pwede. Wag naman yung discuss. So kahit sa instructions natin, kung minsan natatawa tayo sa sarili natin, ay mali ito. Very comprehensive man akong niya. Pila na naka-box diha, ma-discuss nimo nakagamay ang box, di ba? So, isipin din and i-check, no? Yung construction ng ating mga instructions. Baka we are using wrong words, no, for it. Sige, next to. Ayan. Vague or inappropriate activities. Dito, think of livelihood programs that you believe to have assisted big populations in many rural places. Sige daw, kayo daw gumawa. This is from TLE 5. Grade 5, paghahanapan mo ng livelihood programs, tapos big populations in rural places. May big population ba ang rural places? Maski tayo naguguluhan. So wag tayong magulo. So simplihan lang ang instruction. Kasi naman, what we are after is understanding. No? Hindi yung pagandahan ng English. Okay? Next po. Bumisita sa World Trade Center at gumawa ng isang pagsusuri tungkol sa kasalukuyang kalakalan sa Pilipinas. Grade 5. Pupuntahin mo yung grade 5, no? Doon sa WTC, no? Gumawa ng isang research. Ganun pala yung English ng research. LC, ganito pala yung English. Tagalog ng research. Sa pamamagitan ng pagbisita sa website. At yan ay pagagawa sa grade 5. Okay? So don't overdo naman, no, yung pinagagawa. Kasi pag hindi yan magawa, of course, what mo pagagawa ang something na hindi naman magagawa no, ng isang grade 5. Okay? At sa lahat ng pagkakataon, no, baka makalimutan natin, no, let us remind everyone that in everything that we do, we should always think first of our audience. Isipin kung sinong magbabasa, no, ng ating mga isusulat at sinong gagawa. Baka naman sobra naman yung ating expectation, no? We are hoping na ganito yung level nila, no? Pero dito lang yung kaya. So you meet halfway, no? Sige, next po. Incorrect directions or activities. Ito. Identify the pictures below describing what type of cleaning procedure is demonstrated. Explain briefly using the scoring rubrics below. Content, 5%. No? Delivery, 2.5%. Creativity, 2.5%. Anong grado niya? 10%. Di ba? Social, percentage ang grado. Sige, record. No? Paano yan? Kaya maski sa atin, no, don't we try our best not to be really ridiculous, no, in our work. Kaya wag naman kayong ganito, wag kayong gumamit ng percent. Okay? So be realistic. Kung ano yung basehan ng ating paggrado, yun yung ating gamitin. Next po. Nandyan pa ba sila? Kaya iba lumayas na. Well, anyway, I hope you're still there, no? This one, instruction, I will carry with me this grooming kit chart to remind me of my personal cleanliness wherever I may go. Okay? Sa palengke, sa beach, no, sa tindahan, sa inodoro, no? Ayan, because you will be carrying this list, no? Wherever I may go. Siguro yung iba dyan may listahan din ganito. Are you carrying it wherever you may go? Ano? O, di ba? O, kaya, ayan, buti nandyan pa sila. Ayan, buti naman. Makinig lang kayo dyan. Drink coffee. Okay? Well, anyway, mahaba pa to, kaya medyo bilisan natin. Next po. Ayan. Make a comic strip to show how important it is to your family. Sige daw. Bitin, no? Oh. Make a comic strip to show how important it is to your family. And yun lang. Sige daw. Parang nahulog. Parang gusto kong mahulog sa bangko. No? Pag ganun yung instruction. So make instructions clear. Because what we are after really is understanding. Okay? Yan. Ayan, medyo delayed siguro yung feed, no? Kasi hindi pa nila nakita yung comic strip. Ayan, sige, next po. Sige lang, makikita nyo din yung comic strip. Ito, from science textbook. See and touch some of your body parts as you look through the mirror. Ask a classmate of the same sex to stand beside you. Sige nga, payag kayo. Kung kayo yan, so anong maiisip niyo? Do you want to know how you were born by your parents? Born agad? Di ba? Di ba? Hadlok. Hadlok yun kayo. But, mind you, lumusot ito sa isang science textbook. No? Lumusot itong ganitong mga ano. Kaya ito yung iiwasan natin, no? Not to put ridiculous context, no? And circumstances sa ating mga libro. No, maawa naman kayo. No? Sige, next po. Ayan. O minsan, no, napapansin natin, no, na merong deficiencies, no, in terms of content. O minsan nakikita natin, ay okay na niyo eh. Pwede naman eh, kaya ano naman, half of the page naman eh, no? Yung discussion ko sa aking LR. Pero tingnan mabuti kung ang discussion ba ay enough. Okay? Balance ba yung discussion? Wala bang bias? Kung merong on the first hand, meron ding on the, tama ba yan? Kung may on the other hand, na meron ka pinisend na first hand, no? Before ka mag on the other hand. Dapat kompleto yun, no? The left and the right hands. No, ibig sabihin, yung punto de vista ng right at punto de vista ng left at meron ka ring synthesis, no? Meron kang conclusion. Okay? Of course, nire-remind tayo for accurate and complete citations ng mga borrowed text and visuals. Ganon din, nire-remind natin ang ating paggamit ng thou, raw, rin, hindi yan tin, rin yan. Din, ng, without the A, and ng, with the A. No? And repeated text. Minsan kasi, pag marami kang ginagawa, at nagka-copy-paste mo yung iyong gawa, review your work. Baka yung instruction sa gawain A, na-copy-paste mo sa gawain B and C or C, no, nalaktaw. So nagre-repeat siya. So yun yung tinitingnan din. Then, sa nasabi ko na we use the second person and yun nga, no, strong reminder to use only the second person and to avoid you shifting from the third person even to the first person. Kung second person na yung ginamit mo, second person. At second person lang din talaga yung gagamitin natin. Next po. Okay, okay. Yung mga sentences with plural words must delete mga or the words repeated. No? Gawin ang mga sumusunod. Dapat yan, gawin ang sumusunod. So wala na yung mga. Kasi yung sumusunod, ano na yon? Plural na yon. Ano-ano ang mga? Ano ang mga? Okay? Sino-sino ang mga? Sino ang mga? Di ba? Galing natin sa Filipino. Kaya yung lalo na sa mga Filipino dapat ipa-check din natin kung sinong bihasa sa Filipino language. Next po. The original name of ethnic groups, then add mga. So mga Tausug. Hindi Tausugs. The Tausugs, the Mansakas, mga Mansaka. Ganun yung proper na paggamit na niyan. Okay? Dagdagan ng mga, wag dagdagan ng S. Next po. Objectives must be stated in action word or verb, no, in the present tense. Okay? Yung ating mga layunin dapat nakasaad sa present tense at it should be in an action word, no, nakagagawa, nakabubuo. Okay? And please indent the first sentence of paragraphs including the instructions. Pati po yung instruction natin ay dapat na i-indent. Use colon in the stem of the objectives. Sa aring ito inaasahan, then colon. Kung marami ang objectives, kaya it is separated by a semicolon. Okay? Anyway, bibigyan naman kayo nito para may kopya kayo ng ating mga slides. Next po. Okay, if it is proper noun, we do not anymore use the quotation mark because it's not a quotation, it's a proper noun. Pag merong mga numero, okay, ayan. Ang rule natin sa numbers is, medyo naputol yata sa presentation, from 1 to 100, okay, dapat ay write in words. 1 to 1 to 100 and 10,000 yata yon. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, pag nakuha niyo tong ating slide, nandun yung data. Pero, yung ating mga scientific units, like percent, kilometers, square meters, okay, they can be retained. At kung napansin ninyo, nawala na ating kama ba yan? Kama, di ba? Pag nagsusulat tayo ng libo, first number, then may kama, then wala na yung kama. Nire-remove na natin yan sa L. Okay, next po. Okay, sa layout naman, so hindi natin hinahayaan na magsimula ang ating page ng isang o part ng paragraph na nanggaling sa last page, before we turn the page. Okay? Kasi ang tawag dyan ay orphan. Okay? Orphan. Biyaan na siya, luoy. Orphan. Sa ano pala, sa layout, meron ding orphan. So that should not happen. Okay, next po. Kasi may orphan, meron ding widow. Widow ay yung unang part of the first sentence of the last paragraph in a page, pero nandun siya sa last page, no? Dapat hindi siya maiwan. O, dapat parte siya ng next page. So, kasi ang tawag dyan, pag may line na naiwan, ang tawag dyan ay widow. Next po. Okay? Bad breaks, a page or column that ends with the first part, a broken hyphenated. Kung may hyphenated word, no, doon sa pinakadulo ng paragraph ng isang page, hindi siya dapat hyphenated. Okay? Paano yan i-adjust? So, i-adjust mo yung sentence, no, para either bumalik yung buong word or ilipat mo yung word sa next page. Okay? It should not end, or the page should not end with a hyphenated word or an awkward page. Dapat yung pages natin or yung paragraphs natin should be the same length. Okay? If not, text is we manipulate, no, yung mga text, no, sa ating layout. Then spaces between lines should be consistent. Sa layout na ito. Kasi we need our learning resource to be orderly and to be beautiful, no? Kaya kailangan nating maganda siya sa mata ng ating mambabasa. Next please. Ayan. Kung gagamit ng hyphen sa ating mga words na sa ating pagta-type. Anyway, what we are using sa LR is flash left. Tama ba? No, rugged right. Okay? Well, anyway, pag may mga justified na layout, ina-allow lang ang 3 consecutive hyphenated words are allowed in a paragraph. Okay, yan yung rule. Sige po, next po. There shouldn't be just one word or half a word on the last part of a paragraph. Okay? Sa paragraph, tapos ang pinakalas na part ng paragraph ay may isang word lang. So that should not be the case. So you manipulate the text para merong kasama yung last word, no? Ibaba niyo yung word before that or manipulate niyo yung text para walang maiwan na isang word sa the last part of the paragraph, isang word lang. So bawal yan. Kaya ina-adjust natin yan. Next po. Large type size, not enough leading, line length too short. Kung may short, meron din namang length is too long. So the rule is, yung lang, yung mangganda tingnan sa mata. And of course, sa mambabasa. Kung tayo nga, pag unang tingin natin, hindi natin gusto yung ating nakikita, more so, yung ating mambabasa. Kaya, let's see to it, to strike the balance of what is readable and what is good to look at or good to read. Okay? Visual. Next po. Kung kayo magle-layout, sayang naman kung yan ay, just imagine if kung yan ay textbook at hindi nyo ma-fill in yung buong page, it can worth millions. So sayang yung layout. So at least, yung last page ng isang chapter should occupy at least half of the text area to utilize the paper. Baka naman, 2 linya lang tapos bakante na, marami ng space. So sayang, no? Kung yan ay textbook, sabi ko nga, milyones na yan, yung worth niyan. Okay? The next po. Ito yung ating ginagawa palagi, no? Flash left or rugged right. So mayan yung right side. Importante, naka-flash left tayo. Okay? Audio. Ririnig pa ba ako? Okay pa yung ating audio or delayed lang ng konti? Okay, salamat po. Okay, let's proceed. Next slide. I believe some of our participants are already trained writers. Hello? Hello? Nakabalik ako? Ayan. Hindi ko makita yung aking mukha. Ayan na. Ayan. Medyo ano, no? Nagdugab ang atong signal. Ano, wag gamay. Pero nevertheless, so we continue. Of course, nasabi na kanina, no, yung font na palagi natin ginagamit, okay, ay Century Gothic. May specific din, no? Tulad sa elementary, they can use Arial. But nevertheless, sa Century Gothic, yung ating question mark ay parang S. Change natin yan into Arial. Para magmukha talagang question mark. Sige. Next slide, please. Ayan. So, nasa layout na tayo. Sige, bilisan natin to, no? Dahil meron pang kasunod na speaker. Sige po, next slide, please. Ayan. A good design ng ating learning material is unang-una dapat attractive. Kasi paano natin mahihikayat yung ating mga learners kung ating learning material layout ay hindi attractive. Dapat makakasustain din, no, sa interest ng ating learner, at it should communicate clearly and effectively, no, to the learner. Okay? Say learner save time and effort because the message is easy to read. Okay? So, hindi tayo ni-expect na technical paper yung ating gagawin. We are expected that our learning material is understandable, simple, easy to read. Okay? And it is beneficial really to our learners. Okay? And for the learners to maximize learning opportunities. Okay? Next po. Yeah. Layout errors include poor visual hierarchy of headings, wrong placement of art in relation to text, overuse of icons and unclear icons, boxy design, lack of unified look, lack of white space or breathing space. Ano-anong mga yan? Sige, next slide po. Ayan. So pag layout pa lang, this one is an example of a poor visual hierarchy of headings. Okay, may better na layout dyan. Next po. Monay arang-arang. No? So, edited to show correct hierarchy of heading. So, from the quarter 2, okay, the heading, then the title of the lesson, making up beds and cots. Then sa objectives, lesson 1, types of bed linen, then ang yung actual. Merong mga measurements yan. Next slide po. Okay, ito din, poor din ito. No? Poor, pobre, hierarchy of beddings. No? Sige, next po. Ayan. So, merong hierarchy ng ating heading. So, yung pinaka malaki nagki-criss-cross, no, naidagong nga heading 2, mas dako pa sa unit head. So wag ganon. Dapat from the larger, ang larger na letters, yun yung mga sa mga unit head. Lesson head, then sa text matter, no, of course we use 12 points or 14. Or sa elementary, pwede pang larger, no? May specifics naman yan, no? So next po. Ayan, wrong placement of art in relation to text. Kung titingnan ninyo yung ating teksto, of course, malilito tayo, no? At hindi natin mababasa yung supposedly mababasa natin. Okay? Kasi kung minsan, kung gusto nating mag-insert ng ating mga artwork or images, no, kasi nga sinipag tayong mag-drawing, pero sa pag-layout, kung sikapin natin na hindi ito nakakasagabal. Let us not overdo, no, our images. Okay? If we can communicate clearly in words, then put it in words. Kung hindi masyado sa words, then i-drawing, no? To complement understanding. Hindi yung to show off, no? So we should never show off, no? Ang importante, maintindihan yung ating gawain or ginagawang learning resource. Next po. Overuse of icons. Though icons can help, no, as markers for learning or learning markers kung nasaan na yung mga bata sa ating learning resource, there are times na sobra naman. Masyado namang madaming icons. At dapat yung icons natin, kung isa lang yung nag-drawing, hindi yung iba't iba yung ating artist sa pag-drawing ng ating mga icons. So therefore, iba-iba yung texture, iba-iba yung itsura ng ating mga icons. Kaya hindi na siya magandang tingnan. Next po. Okay? This one is unclear icons. Okay? Of course, nandyan si dustpan. Kung sa maning isa, si peanut. Dyan si walis, dyan si basurahan. So if we draw icons, so let us make it simple, no? Hindi naman yung mag-grab ng icon, yung attention ng mga learners natin, at doon na yung attention nila, wala na doon sa lesson. So make it simple, no? Simple icons will do. Not really na nire-require tayo na work of art, no, yung ating mga icons. Okay? Next please. Ayan. Boxy design. So there are times wherein boxes is of great help if you need to instruct. Pero if we use boxes, it should be uniform. Pero wag naman yung magkakasunod-sunod, ang dami ng box na nakikita yung ating mga learners. So as much as possible, kung pwede iwasan yung box, remove natin yung box. Next. Ayan. So lack of unified look. Okay? Ayan. Balik tayo. Nara ko din rin, Sir Dennis. Ayan, so kumusta kayo? Balik tayo. Medyo naputol ng kaunti. Kasi I forgot to turn on my Wi-Fi. Naka 4G lang pala ako. Kasi yung gamit kong camera ay sa aking cellphone. No? Ayan, balik na tayo. Okay, so next slide please. Again, next page. Ayan. So the same is true with this page. Now, lack of unified look. Okay? Kasi pag titingnan ninyo, no, kayo mismo mag-judge, no? Ano siya, no? Nagiging eyesore, no? Kung ikaw mismo malipong kapag tanaw sa layout, ay hindi na 'yon kaya-aya. Alam niyo yung sekreto, kung alam niyo kung tama o mali yung ating ginawang learning material, dalawa lang emosyon ang dapat niyong tandaan. Kung pagtingin ninyo ng inyong learning material, kayo ay either matatawa or maiinis, and there's something wrong with your material. Yun yung pinaka-immediate na pag-evaluate, no? Either mukunot imong agtang or mo smile imuhang lips, or makaka-smile ka. Ayun, ma-determine mo na there's something wrong with the learning material. Okay? So next page po. Ayan. The same is true with this slide. Okay? So masyadong maraming abubot. No? Gusto man natin na masyadong visual, no, yung ating gawain, pero kung minsan ang epekto nito ay hindi maganda, no, sa mata. So simple is beautiful, no? Make it simple but orderly, no? Yun lang yung nire-require natin. And because now we are not creating a work of art. We are making a learning resource. Okay? Next po. Next slide po. Ayan. Ayan yung tinawag natin kaninang lack of white space or breathing space. Ayan, example din yan ng lack of white space or breathing space. So, sa layout, of course, let us see to it na pag nagbabasa yung bata, di siya, pagtanaw pa lang niya sa iyang page, gihangak na siya. No? Kaya yun yung tinatawag na white space or breathing space. Unang tingin mo, hindi ka na makahinga, then there's something wrong with the layout. So let us prevent these kinds of layout. Next po. Next slide. Sa illustrations naman tayo. Sige po, next slide. Bilisan natin kasi time is malapit na mag 3:30. Okay? Errors in drawings and photos. So nandyan ang incomplete art, floating art, distorted features, unnecessary art, wrong proportion, mix of styles on a page, wrong size, vague art, wrong choice of illustrative material to use. Next page. Nag-move there yung aking PowerPoint. Incomplete art. Okay? So this is an example of an incomplete art. Ano yung incomplete art? So dapat kasi pag mag-drawing ng tao, buong tao yung i-drawing. Huwag putol-putulin ang body parts ng tao. Okay? Ayan. Very good, no? There are times na gusto natin na parang comic effect. Pag may comic effect, so lagyan natin ng boxes, no? Pero pag ganitong mga drawings, no, like isang chapter, may papakita tayong drawing at may mga tao, siya maputol. Next slide. Ayan. So, incomplete art pa din. Okay? So, alin ang nawala? Wala ang ilang ilong. Tulad ng iba sa atin. Nawawala ang ilong. I'm just kidding. Sige, next slide. Ayan. Floating art. So, sabi pa, hindi lang sa maputol. No, kung minsan kasi nagiging katawa-tawa yung ating drawing dahil nagdo-drawing tayo ng mga manananggal. Okay? So, incomplete, putol. Ito naman, floating. To prevent this art from floating, pwede mo lang itong gawan ng box. Okay? Yung parang kung gusto mo ang effect niya ay parang comics. Okay? Next po. Yeah. Distorted features. Okay? Papayag ba kayo na ganyan yung itsura ng teacher? Okay? Distorted features, no? So, we do not accept these kinds of drawing. Kasi nga, nasabi na natin, even illustrations, just like text, should imbibe truthfulness, should show beauty and order. Okay? Pag ganitong mga drawing, yung nakikita ng bata, paano niya marirealize kung ano yung beautiful, ano yung orderly, ano yung truthful. Okay? Kasi nagtuturo tayo. Turo natin yung tama. Even in our illustrations, nagtuturo tayo, no, using our illustrations. Next po. Unnecessary art. Why is it unnecessary? No, it is unnecessary because the concept was already explained by the text. Pag na-explain na ng teksto, okay, yung konsepto, you don't need to add images or drawings, no, for the concept. The text is enough, no, to explain. Kaya siya nagiging unnecessary. Next po. Ayan, wrong proportion. Okay? So, sa paghanap natin, no, ng ating tagapagguhit or ng ating artist, it would be better, no, again, no, it would be better that we only have one artist kasi isa lang yung kanyang stroke. At kung i-layout natin yung mga drawings natin sa libro, dapat kung ganito ang mga senaryo, pantay-pantay yung kanilang mga sizes or kanilang proportion. Okay? So, one, dapat isa lang yung ating taga-drawing para pantay-pantay yung texture, ang grano, ang mamukha, no? Hindi yung iba yung nag-drawing ng iba naman yung nag-drawing. So, hindi talaga magkakamukha yan. Okay? It would be better for merong uniformity, isa lang yung ating taga-guhit. Okay? Next slide. Next slide, please. Even in our pictures, okay, the images that we use, proportion is still required. Okay? Lalong-lalo pa pag makikita siya in a one spread, makikita siya ng ating mga learners. So ang tama ay ang next slide. Next slide please. Ay wrong pa rin ito. Next slide. The same, no? The same idea lang naman ito. Na dapat pantay-pantay yung ating mga drawing. Pagpe-present ng ating mga drawing sa layout. Next slide. Ayan. Ito ang with correct proportion. Okay? Though ang mali nito, nandyan si Jollibee. Brand. Bawal yung may brand, no? Sabi na ni Ma'am Arlene yung kanina, no, sa social content guidelines. Next po. Mix of styles on a page. So hindi din natin pinapayagan na merong mix of styles in a page. Yung line drawing lang lahat. Kung merong mga shades, maaari naman. Sa example natin, yung drawing sa baba, yan kasi ang setting niya ay ano man na, lantaka man siguro na ano, bamboo canon. Ang setting ay gabi. Sa taas naman, ang setting ay araw. Do pareho silang Pasko yung setting nila. Yun nga lang, mix of styles. One is shaded, the other one is line drawing. Para ma-uniform, pwedeng i-shade mo yung taas or gawin mo yung line drawing yung baba. So just one style would be enough. Is required, no? Really. Okay? Next page. Ito pa rin ay mix of styles in a page, no? So merong drawing na simple, merong drawing na intricate, di ba? At intricate. Mix of styles. Ganun pa rin yung filosofiya na kung may mga drawings, isa lang dapat yung mag-drawing at yung style ng pag-drawing at yung kakapalan at texture ng drawing ay dapat uniform lang. Next po. Wrong size. Yan. Since it is, I believe this is a learning resource for science, ano ba dapat ang sizes nito? Dapat yung araw, smile kasi yung araw. Nagiginawang comic kasi nila yung kanilang illustration. Kaya naka-smile si Haring Araw. Anyway, sa totoong buhay, wrong size talaga yan. Kasi ano bang totoong size ng araw? Anong totoong size ng clouds? No? So, present kasi nila parang comic at ano na lang. No? Pero sa totoong buhay, dapat, since it is science, it should depict the size of real things. Okay? Kasi science man ito. Siguro ito ay pambata, of course, para malingaw ang bata, ginawa nilang comic. Pero that should not be the case in as much as you are teaching here facts and information. So dapat yung totoong size niya dapat ay makita. Next po. Ayan. Next slide po. Ayan. Vague art. Ganito din, no? Ini-emphasize natin tong mga illustrations in as much as illustrations also give ideas and can also be interpreted subliminally. Okay? Isipin nyo na lang, no? Anong naiisip nyo pag nakikita nyo yung mga picture na ito? Diba? Ang gulo at nakakagulo. Nagugulo tayo. Nakakaisip tayo ng iba. So kaya nga, nire-remind natin yung ating mga artists, pag tayo ay nagpapadrawing, dapat iklaro kung ano yung ating pinapagawa sa kanila. So hindi lang basta drawing, we are also teaching, no, through images. That is why it should have really a very clear, simple image that conveys simple ideas for understanding. So, yun namang goal natin. Okay? Next po. Ayan. Wrong choice of illustrative material to use. Lalong-lalo pa pag ang ating dinodrawing ay mga former head of states or mga presidente. Meron yan silang mga official photograph. Okay? If we opt for illustration, somehow it lessens, no, the dignity of being the president. Kasi drawing mo sila eh. Meron naman silang official na photo, no? Kasi kung ihahambing yung drawing ni President Aquino at President Ramos, diha daw si President Ramos. Kasi very may madetalye yung kay President Aquino, kay President Ramos ay ano lang, no, parang ginawang caricature lang. Okay? So, pero pag ganitong mga head of states, ang usual na ano is their official photo. No, available naman 'yan, no? For public use naman 'yang mga ganyan. Sige, next slide. Next slide, please. Ayan. So, malapit na yata tayong matapos. Okay? So these are examples also of illustrations that should not be. Okay? Pati kayo magja-judge, no? Hindi ito dapat mangyari, no? At ma-publish sa ating mga learning resource materials. Okay? Kasi nga, what we are presenting is something beautiful, something orderly, a learning resource that is uniform, no? In sizes, in proportion. So, yun yung goal natin. No? Hindi yung basta makadrawing. Okay? Inulit ko ha, hindi lang yung basta makadrawing lang tayo at natapos yung gawain natin. Hindi. Kaya nga ini-evaluate yan, binabalik at kinokomment ng improved drawing. Kasi dapat ang ating i-present is really the best drawing or the best illustration for our learners. Sige po, next slide. Next slide. Ayan. Ayan, proportion, yung na-stretch, na-pixelated na mga ano, wrong sizing, incomplete art, mix of styles on a page. Ayan, na-discuss na natin yan. Next, please. Vague art. Ayan, inulit ko lang din ito. No? Kasi ibang, ito yung ano, original na pinagkunan natin. Next po. Ayan, next slide. Colors to kanina, no? Discuss na to ni Ma'am Arlene. Next po. Next. Ayan. Sa paggagawa naman ng cover page, okay? So, hindi kailangan na napakaraming impormasyon yung ilalagay natin. Okay? So, ang dami, no? Diyan lahat na present lahat ng logo. So, that should not be the case. Simple pa rin, no? Wala naman tayong nakita na textbook o learning resource na napakaraming inilagay, no, sa ating cover page. Next, please. Ayan. Still, cover page. Too many details in an attempt to show all the ideas contained in the learning resource. Hindi kailangan i-show ang lahat ng ideas, no? Kaya nga, ang goal natin is simple, orderly, and beautiful. Ulitin ninyo. Simple, orderly, and beautiful. Ayan yung goal natin. Next po. Okay, next page, next slide. Ayan. Bawal po tayong maglagay ng watermarks. Okay? No? Previous slide, pati mga watermarks bawal din. Photos. Next slide. Tingnan naman natin kung anong dapat tandaan sa mga litrato. Sige po, next slide po tayo, Sir Michael. Ayan. Of course, pag tingin natin sa picture na hindi kaaya-aya, either it is underexposed, overexposed, low resolution, pixelated, stretch, etc., huwag nating ilagay at huwag gamitin. Lalong-lalo pa pag group picture. Sige nga, hanapin niyo yung sarili niyo pag group picture, tapos pag print niyan, puro itim. Okay? So, wag na lang gumamit ng group picture kung napakadami namang tao sa group picture. Siyempre, pag merong mga larawan, ang ating palaging reminder ay lahat ng mga tao sa larawan na ating gagamitin sa ating learning resource ay dapat na pumayag na sila ay ipapublish sa isang learning resource. Kung walang patnugot o pagtutugot or consent ay pwedeng gamitin. Lalong-lalo pa kung gagamit tayo ng mga minor de edad or mga bata. Okay? So next slide. Ayan. Next slide tayo, sir. Ayan. Other observations. So mga observations to ng aming evaluation. Of course, ito yung mga listahan ng aming mga napansin through the years na kami nag-evaluate. O, nandyan ang gamit ng nang at nang. No? Yung NG at NANG. Alignment, okay, to the learning competencies. Kuminsan kasi yung ating mga ginagawang learning resource, maganda yung objectives, pagdating sa content, wala naman na, hindi naman na hit yung objectives. Kaya i-check natin na ating gawain ay naka-link doon sa ating ginawang layunin at naka-align din sa ating learning competencies. Okay? Errors in photos, okay? Kung hindi maganda yung photo at hindi tayo makakuha ng picture na nanggaling sa atin, na hindi na tayo magpapaalam, better na i-drawing na lang. Okay? May napansin din, no? Madalas na mga misspelled words. Okay? Next slide. Okay, bilisan lang natin to kasi observations na namin to para ma-remind lang tayo kung ano dapat tandaan sa ating paggagawa ng ating mga learning resource. Downloaded illustration should always contain the source and is not recommended to be used in the cover page, especially if it contains watermarks. Check intellectual check intellectual property rights requirements. IPR requirements. Observe proper observe proper and uniform spacing and repetition of activities. So let us be creative, no? Sa ating mga activities kasi ang iba puro puzzle. Puzzle all throughout. Iba naman, mga fill in the blanks all throughout. So we should be creative, no? I like, I thank you, ma'am, no, for the appreciation. No, we should be creative enough to research, no, activities. Hindi lang kay nasanay tayo ng ganitong mga activities, yun ang din gamitin natin all throughout. So mag-isip-isip naman tayo at hindi lang mag-isip kasi wala naman magbabago diyan sa ating isip kung wala tayong nababasa na bago pag hindi tayo mag-research. Next slide please. Adjectives. If it is not used as the first word in a sentence, should not begin in capital letter. Meron ba lang ganun na observation? Then table of contents and page numbers is a must. Use pictures and examples of local places and landmarks. Avoid using pictures that are not found in the locality or misrepresent the pictures as belonging to the locality. Ayan. So, yung number 10 ay napakahalaga dahil nga yung since we are moving towards contextualization and localization, kung anong meron tayo sa palibot na mga landmarks, mga pwedeng magandang picturean, mga Instagrammable na mga pictures sa lugar natin, yun yung una nating gamitin. And don't ever misrepresent, no? Baka i-picturean nyo yung Mount Apo at i-declare nyo na Mount Mayon. Okay? Na ilagay nyo yung Mount Apo sa Maragusan. Ano? So dapat walang ganon. No? Don't misrepresent the landmarks. Okay? Kung nasaan siyang lugar, yun talaga yung sabihin natin. Okay? Kung picturean nyo, siyempre mag-uniform yung itsura ng ito ang rice field of Mawab. Kaya pinicturean nyo yung rice field ng Nabunturan at ng Compostela. That is misrepresentation. Pag may nakakita ng picture, baka masita tayo, di man sa hindi ito sa Mawab, sa Compostela to tinake na picture. Bakit mo alam? Kasi nakunan yung bahay namin. Na Compostela ako. Ayan. Yung mga ganong pagkakataon. Kaya let us, in everything, let us be truthful. Okay? Maintain language used. If it is MTB, MLE, it should be used all throughout. Okay? Kung Filipino, Filipino. Kung English, English. Kung MTB, MTB. Okay, next po. Lapit na tayo. Okay? Sa MTB, no, nandyan yung proper use of UG, UG, and OG, OG. Ayan, sa MTB yan. Karawa versus yan ay. No? Make clear and complete instructions. So yun na sabi ko kanina, no? Clear and complete instructions. Include rubrics, check for long sentences. Idea equals proper picture or drawing. Okay? Kung anong idea, yun din ang picture o ang drawing. Next page. Yan. Make a layout of proposed concept map to be used in the exercises. Of course, that is part of the planning stage. Okay? Pagkakasunod-sunod versus pagkakasunod-sunod with the O and with the U. Okay, consult natin yan sa ating Filipino kung saan nan dapat gamitin. Yung ating Century Gothic na question mark again. Use of clip arts also needs to meet IPR requirement. It is better to use own drawings. Okay, nire-remind ulit tayo na lahat ng kinuha natin sa internet ay strictly should undergo IPR requirement. IPR checking. Meron mang nakadeclare na yung mga commons or free use, siguro medyo okay, pero hesitant pa rin kami as evaluators, hesitant kami na mag-go. Kasi nga, ang clip art, pwede naman yang i-drawing. Why not get somebody to draw something like it? Hindi it, but something like it, no? Parang medyo na kahawig ng ganon. Pero iba yung nag-drawing. Kasi susulat natin yon as tagapagguhit. Okay? So not necessary na wala namang madaling development ng learning resource. It takes time, takes careful planning and research. Kaya huwag din kayong magmadali. Okay? May proseso na pinagdadaanan ng lahat. Do not use images with watermarks. Of course, the sino-sino versus sino-sino na walang dash. Okay? Consult natin yung ating mga dyan. Uy! Nasa dulo na tayo. Ayan. What is the purpose of writing? Of course, the purpose of writing is really to inspire. Okay? Alam ninyo, ang ating profesyon bilang mga guro, kasama na sa atin ngayon ang mandato na hindi lang basta magturo, pero ang mandato na dapat isa sa atin, tayo mismo, ay dapat makapagsulat. At ito ay oportunidad ng bawat isa natin na i-share yung ating talento, yung ating experience, yung ating knowledge sa ating mga learners. Anyway, sabi ko nga, there's no monopoly of knowledge and experience. It's meant to be shared. Kasi dapat, para bagang ito ay dapat isang mustard seed, na napupunta dun sa mga matatabang lupa. Okay? And it should die and grow. Okay? Kaya tayo, kayo, our audience, dito sa Learning Resource Seminar, you are now being born, into the world of learning resource. Okay? Kayo ay ngayon ay mga buto. Okay? Na namatay. Kasi ang buto, kailangan niya munang mamatay. Saan kayo namatay? Namatay tayo sa ating kasi dati hindi tayo mga writer, namatay tayo sa ating hindi pagiging writer. At ngayon ay tumutubo unti-unti sa inyo yung seed ng pagka-writer, ng pagka-manunulat. Okay? And it's your opportunity, it's our opportunity to contribute something to education, to contribute something to the nation through our learners, through learning resource. Kaya huwag kayong matakot, huwag kayong matakot. Dahil nga pinapanganak kayo ngayon ng dibisyon ng Davao de Oro bilang mga bagong mga manunulat ng Davao de Oro. And you should own it. This is your opportunity, and grab this opportunity and write to inspire. Okay? So I thank everyone for their time, and once again, thank you for waiting. Kasi nga ang challenge natin ay ating connection. Nagre-reset pa yung aking laptop. Well, anyway, God is good. We are still blessed with this chance to be of service to everybody this afternoon. And of course, as lastly, para sa lahat ng ating nanonood na mga guro at mga bagong pinapanganak na mga manunulat, my prayer is that we continue to gain knowledge, experience, and share our time, our person, and to share the best of our person to DepEd through our learners. No? What is best should be shared. Okay? All of us who are brilliant should teach. All of you who are brilliant writers should write. Okay? Mayong hapon sa tanan, and my prayer is that you be in good health and God protect you and your family wherever you may go. So keep safe everyone. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw. Hantod sa sunod. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much, Sir Rex, for presenting us with concrete and varied examples of common errors found in our LRs and for orienting us on the do's and don'ts in LR development to avoid the inconveniences and legal repercussions. So, thank you also for reminding us that knowledge and experience should be shared. However, you would still be joining us, Sir Rex, for our open forum because our participants may have questions or clarifications relative to your topic. So this time, we shall accommodate those questions and clarifications from them with Sir Ross de los Santos, Master Teacher 2, to facilitate the open forum. Is Sir Ross around na?
Kape.
Yeah. Okay, we're now waiting for our participants to um address their questions to user Rex, but as of now, all I can see here are congratulatory remarks for that very brilliant presentation, Sir Rex. I was really inspired by your inspirational
Yes.
talk inspirational talk your inputs relative to common errors. Thank you very much, Sir Rex. So diri thank you, Sir Rex. Nadungagan na sad akong learning from Ma'am Rose. Okay. Are there questions relative to the topic of Sir Rex? Okay. Here's a question. This is from Ma'am Jo Marie, Sir Rex. How many icons should be placed po in a page para hindi siya mag-over?
In terms of number of icons, ma'am, magdepende po 'yan sa sa design. No, kasi may mga parts kasi 'yon, 'di ba? Simula tayo doon sa 'di ba yung pre-test, yung usual na layout natin sa LR. So, you don't really need to really be conscious kung ilan. Kung titingnan mo lang sa isang page, pag maaliwalas yung pagtingin at hindi masyadong marami, that should be enough, no? Ang ano lang naman natin is to strike a balance na hindi siya magkumpul-kumpul, no? Kasi baka ang daming parts ang LR is siyempre yung sa pre-test, sa pangunahing gawain, of course yung gawain 1, gawain 2, 3, depende sa kung ilan yung objectives mo. Actually yun din yung number ng mga gawain na activities na gagawin natin. Then towards pagninilay, summary, etc. Then exercises. So yung mga parts na yon, that should be enough. So it doesn't matter kasi ang icons magre-rely yan sa parts ng ating learning resource. Don't worry much about it. Anyway, provided naman yung icons natin sa DepEd.
Okay, I think that one is clear. It was clearly answered by Sir Rex that there is no required number of icons. It's dependent on our learning objectives, and ang primary criteria is that maliwalas. Dili siya heavy tan-aon. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Rex. I think Ma'am Jo Marie was able to get the answer to the question. Are there still more clarifications from our participants? I am requesting our technical to feed us with the questions if there are those that were raised through our FB Live and YouTube channel. because I'm looking at our group chat and I can see none. Parang okay na siguro. I think our participants no longer have queries relative to your topics or Rex because powered by your coffee earlier, I will not be citing the brand. Because as for me, I have a disclaimer, ha? It was as for me because you said avoid sweeping generalizations. It was really discussed on point. So thank you very much, Sir Rex. You have inspired our teachers, I included, to be LR writers as our way to contribute to our nation. As he said, we should write to inspire. Thank you very much again, Sir Rex. Okay. You were able to listen today to the inputs of Ma'am Arlene Lim on learning resource standard and specifications, and to Sir Rex Castor on common errors on learning resource evaluation. Concepts learned from these sessions will be very useful as you do your tasks as LR writers and evaluators. So, to give you the feels of being an LR writer or an evaluator as early as now, our speakers have prepared tasks for you to do during the second day, which will eventually be presented on the third day. Details for this will be presented by Sir Archie Anyo. Sir Archie? Hello, Sir Archie. I think you're on mute pa, sir.
Hello. Kani
Hello,
ma'am.
sir. Oh, now, you're now here, Sir Archie.
Saan naman ako ang video? Ako ang kuan. Kay hiwi man. Dako pa sa kay naong. But anyways, no, ato lang yun yung kuanon kay mag-adjust ta sa kuan ani no sa ato ang camera. Anyways, tomorrow I will try my best no to have this one fixed so that we'll be able to understand each other much more clearer ang ako ang tawag ani camera. So according to Ma'am Elsie, my task this afternoon is to present to you the mechanics for the activities that we are going to do for tomorrow. You as evaluator, no, will be given the task according to Ma'am Arlene that each of you rather, will be given an activity relative to the sessions that we have heard since this morning till this afternoon. So allow me to read what you are going to do for tomorrow after the session, after I will be presenting my presentation tomorrow. And I believe that each of you will be uh, doing the role of a content evaluator, will be doing the role of being a layout and format evaluator at the same time the language. So you would have really the feel of how it is to be an evaluator because we believe that we are running out of evaluators, especially in the regional level. So these are our mechanics. For number one, each participant will be given a learning resource material to be evaluated to be accessed in the Google Drive. Later on, our technical working group members, especially Cesar Michael, will be giving you the Google Drive by which you can access all the learning resource material that you are going to evaluate. Okay? Let me clarify that you'll be given a learning resource material to be evaluated and to be accessed in the Google Drive later on that would be given by Sir Michael and the rest of the technical working group. Upon receiving the material, you subject it to quality assurance using the three evaluation tools. Though some of you, I believe, have already an idea of the things that I am discussing this afternoon, and some others have no idea at all, but you are going to have this what we call content evaluation tool language evaluation tool, layout and format evaluation tool, and fill it in appropriately together with the summary of yes, ma'am. No idea at all talaga daw si Ma'am Mary Flor Esperanza Duran. Tomorrow, ma'am, you'll have the idea what you are going what you are going to do. But as of now, allow me to present the mechanics for what you're going to do for tomorrow. Again, as you receive the material, you're going to subject it. But before subjecting it to the quality assurance process, be sure that you have already read the material. Do not just simply jump down. Do not just simply do not quickly evaluate the material because you are too excited, because you have learned so many things from the speakers that we have had today. But feel free and take time, rather, ladies and gentlemen, to read the material. Number three, do not forget to countercheck the material for copyright issue by referring to the LM's books and other references. It is very hard for us evaluators, no? Evaluators really find it hard to countercheck the material, especially in our case, ako at Sir Rex have the opportunity to evaluate the material sa elementary, no? Evaluate sa material sa elementary, and it's very hard for us really, no, since we are from the secondary, but we are trying our best to do it, to really counter check the materials. Good for us because we are also serving as the what we call tawag nito, we are serving as the writer ng AP3. So we have already the idea of the material itself, no? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a sort of reminder that we are really going to counter check the material. This is for the purpose of copyright issue and copyright tawag nito problem. Next, make judgment for minor, major, and for field validations depending on the result and the summary of findings to be forwarded to the writers for their guidance during the revision. You will not just only fill in the forms, the three forms, the content, the layout, and the language evaluation tool, but you will also fill in the summary of findings, which would be forwarded uh, t- to our writers for their guidance. And lastly, you're going to submit the results on time using the Google Drive provided. So tomorrow, I believe tomorrow morning till the afternoon, you will be given the time to evaluate the materials that would be provided to us by the LRMDC, especially Ma'am Leia and Ma'am Cherry. I believe that would be all for our mechanics this afternoon, except if you have queries, questions, clarifications relative to what we're going to do tomorrow. Ma'am Elsie?
Thank you, Sir Archie. Okay, you have heard the mechanics for the output presentation, and it was clearly discussed by Sir Archie that tomorrow you would be able to access these materials in the Google Drive link that will be provided by our technical working group. So don't worry with the tools that were mentioned by Sir Archie because those tools will be discussed in detail tomorrow. So I hope that we were able to meet your learning expectations for today despite the technical glitches experience. Tomorrow, we shall continue with the third topic, as mentioned, with Sir Anyo, our third speaker. I am reminding the participants to accomplish our attendance link. The attendance link that you used in the morning is also the same attendance link that you will use for the afternoon session. Also, you are encouraged or reminded to respond to our Kwatami link. Okay, I think the links are being sent in our chat box and it's being flashed on screen. I think there are no more announcements for tomorrow from the technical working group. Let me check if there are announcements. Okay, I think there's none. And The link for the output submission would also be forwarded to everyone. Okay, as mentioned by Ma'am Arlene, even though you're watching the virtual training through Facebook and YouTube, you can still secure a certificate so long as you submit outputs relative to the activities. Okay, again, this is your host, LCB Manggilimutan, on behalf of the Technical Working Group for this 3-day virtual online seminar workshop for the untrained learning resource writers and learning resource evaluators across learning areas and LR processes. We thank you for being with us in our first day. See you all tomorrow for our second day. Let us all keep safe and God bless everyone.
The Department of Education. Region 11. The Division of Davao de Oro.